So I asked a question that I couldn't find an answer to, and other people might have asked this question as well. And it's, can you take your oil hormone replacement and apply it like you do a topical you get from your doctor? And I can safely say, I think at this point, I'm jumping the gun, but according to my hair loss today, because I've changed doses around, I do believe it works. I've had a little more hair loss today than I had last week, and I upped my milliliter by one. I went from 2 milliliters to three, just to, I don't know. I felt it definitely wasn't working as well as like jamming it into my body with a needle. But I hit a vein last week and I put the testosterone straight into my heart. So um, I believe I hit a capillary or a vein, one or the other, and it definitely set me aside for like 5, 6 days. And so I decided I'm going back to the other stuff because I know that when my doctor gave me top test them, that the test them had caused like me to lose my vampire widow's peak thing and have the first hair loss I've ever had, which is right there where it like goes back. And so I knew that that drug was doing something. And not only that, you can see, and I leave one of my pictures up on Facebook where I'm sitting on my bench and I'm like slightly more swollen than I've ever been because I work out hard enough. I don't really necessarily need anything if I have access to a gym and all that. And I'm not trying to like restore my body's health so I can like walk around hundreds of miles and up hills all day long, or downhill. Downhill's hard too, unless you just let yourself run. And even that, it doesn't. I don't know if the knees are gonna like that. The toes definitely don't. My toes are definitely all like kind of, well, not all. Well, me, they're all kind of messed up, but only a couple of them look like they're just blood toenails. So, a couple look like blood toenails. They're all messed up. And they all definitely feel it when I'm running downhill. So, downhill is just as bad as uphill. It's just like it's bad going uphill. It's way different. But the point of the video here is that I do believe that the topical. I mean, how else? Like, how else is my hair like magically falling out more today when I've increased the dose by 1 ml? I started out with a high dose and I went to a low dose because I was losing so much hair so fast. Like pretty much every time I touched myself, hair was falling out. And so, interesting enough, my color hasn't left anymore. I've like asked for my color to come back at one point, and it came back after I asked for it. Very odd. Um, but the growth thing, I just felt I needed some help to heal. So I asked the first person I thought might have some stuff to, if they had stuff, and lo and behold, they had they had more stuff than I've ever seen in my life. But those are the type of people I meet, I guess, in my world. Colombian drug lords and testosterone lords, I don't know. But anyways, the point is applying it topically to my shoulders. And now always remember, when we're talking about applying to shoulders, we're talking about here. We're not talking about the traps. The traps are up here. You know, your doctor doesn't necessarily realize that the average person doesn't know the difference between a shoulder and a trap. And your shoulder is that meaty thing right there, and your trap is that bony thing up here. And the muscle to the trap is actually towards the back. So you would be applying it there, and then if you're me, you have, see what I'm saying? I don't know if you can actually see that, but I can. I can feel it. Generally, I can only do that once or twice a day. But increasing my dose by 1 ml that I've applied to my shoulders topically of the oil, not of like a doctor's made topical thing. And it's clear this stuff works because it's changed my body, just like the previous stuff. So I mean, could it be dirty drug with less perfections than what my doctor gave me? Yeah, I mean, it could be, but it doesn't feel like it, and it doesn't look like it was manufactured by some cheap bum. And to be honest, out here on the streets, I found that um, I bought a vape pen and I assumed it was fake just because I bought it out here on the streets. And it turns out to be, when I research how to take it apart and recharge it, that it ends up being a legit vape pen. So I'm not going to think just because someone's got brown skin and they're selling stuff on the streets that they got garbage. In fact, like the tramadol, I kind of feel like I get that from the store here, and I feel like this tramadol doesn't act like it used to, but drugs don't really affect me the same as everyone else, so it's hard for me to say. But point of the video, we're at 5 minutes, and the only thing I really wanted to say here was I do believe that topical oil application is just as good as the rest. Now, what happens if you apply it to other parts of your body, maybe your junk trunk down here, something like that? Um, I'm not sure what happens, and you can go ahead and be stupid enough to try that out, but I'm not going to, um, because I went to slow absorption rate. I have like a triple ester, so I'm not. I can't explain to you what the difference between using different esters is topically, but I can tell you that they work differently. And I'm pretty sure they last 2 to 3 days for an application. When um, I was prescribed in USA, I was told to apply every day what I was given. So that would be a short acting ester versus the other ones. And I guess that's about it. It works, obviously. It's changing my hormones. My hormones are acting up today and causing like a little bit more dihydrotestosterone production, which is causing just a little bit more hair to come out than usual. And someone asked me today, like, why's your hair getting shorter? It's like, well, I cut it. I burned it, then I cut it, and right now I'm trying to heal and trying to do these tests too, so people figure out what's going on in reality world versus people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who have told us our whole lives that he got that way by eating dry pasta with no seasoning or sauce on it, and chicken bones and stuff like that. Chicken breast, pretty much. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like, that's not how he got that big, dude. And right now, I'm like barely hitting the gym how I'm supposed to, and I'm guaranteeing you my weight's up to where it used to be, which is like something, because I was experiencing things, and for whatever reason that was, I'm back to where I was with like less work than before, and less eating too. This is another thing I want to test, but I'm really worried about this. Is, do I actually have to eat, or can I just use this magic potion to heal me and make me grow? I really want to test this, but I would need money from people. I would need donations, and to be in like a secure situation, I feel, where my natural stress levels aren't messed up, and I can choose not to work out for a short while. And but that's actually kind of hard. My body likes to shut down if I don't work out for a few days. Like, my body will literally be like walking. Like, what the hell? What's this? Or why don't you just fly where you're going? It's like, because I can't do that. And the body's like, well, you can't walk either. So I kind of have to keep up with certain things, and then disfigurements in my body that I haven't been able to fix using magic or whatever yet, or the earth thought creation yet. But anyways, I do believe it works, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on my belief in this. Is the simple fact that when I reduced it down to 2 milliliters, my hair loss was becoming minimal, and then I just increase it back, and it's like by like later in the day, my hair is like doing what it was doing for the first few weeks. Uh, I've also begun to question if this has to do with my glands, like all over my body, secreting what I'm putting into my body, because everything else I put into my body will secrete it through my skin and my glands. Like I have like a really good taste if I eat certain foods and stuff. I notice this. I have a really good smell if I eat certain foods. Personally, I guess it's what I like or what you like that you might think is good or not. And I notice this with females as well. Like some taste like cotton candy and stuff. And it's like, wow, like, why would I want anything other than cotton candy in my mouth? Um, but yeah, I believe that that might be secreting out the glands, and it's possible washing helps, but I don't know the timing of when you apply something topically to your skin and when it starts to get absorbed and then when it starts to secrete. Secretion probably occurs, absorption probably occurs in the first 2 to 6 hours, and secretion probably occurs within the first 6 to um, 24 hours. And supposedly the different acting esters act during different times, and I'm not sure if they act differently during topical absorption or also acting once absorbed topically. And then also they might even have a different secretion time. But I kind of get the idea that that's what's happening is I'm having some sort of secretion, and that's like attacking my stuff because I technically don't look like anything's going on. Like I've had a really good head of hair my whole life. And but I can like look at, you can look at the floor here and tell I'm shedding a little bit or a lot more than usual. Like I normally can't just do this and pull out like 8 hairs. Now you have like 400,000 hairs. So that's not a lot, I guess. But to me, it is because I'm used to being able to only do that once or twice a day. And at this point, I can do it a lot more. But hopefully, this all like heals. Supposedly, when it balances out to it, might be a little bit different. But I'm putting this out there that it's my body's obviously recognizing this, applying the hormone because who even wants like you don't want to like pose on stage when your thigh here has a whole bunch of little blood holes in it and stuff. And like you couldn't even really see it. I couldn't even really see it at that point, but that's been like a discussion I've seen as well. And it's when I hit the vein or the capillaries last week, I realized that like I shouldn't play with sharp knives unless I understand like that they can really hurt me. So I switched to topical again, and I knew before I took it, and then it's like, well, the only difference between oil and gel is they put it in a gel, and it's like the oil works just as well. I just put a syringe in, and I pull a little out, and then I apply drops, and then I even like open it again and re-squirt it to make sure I don't waste any and stuff. But it seems to work just as well. Nice 14-minute long video for that one thing, but I did go over other things, so it's not a total waste.